When it comes to a good comedy film, enthusiasts look to a few important components. First comes to premise. A very significant part of the film as the cliches decay with the time and those that survived are always the ones who dare to take a leap. Next is cast is a bad script can very well be saved by great cast and the exceptional performance. Actors like Kevin Hart rule these sub-genre comedies in Hollywood where this is a one stars carry the whole film. Other than these two elements, the film can be total blast and not make it all if these prescribed boxes go unchecked. Here are the top 10 list of the comedy movies of all time. Number 10, Borat. Larry Charles' director will surely have howling with laughter. To say at the least, this mockumentary black comedy film is one of the man who has many of the scenes in the film are completely unscripted. Starring the immensely hilarious and talented showman Sacha Baron Cohen, the film cast that actor in the role of Baraz Sagdivili, a financial Kazakhstan reporter who visited the United States in order to film a documentary examining how Americans would interact with foreigners. The first edition was both critically acclaimed and successful at the box office, which led to Queen winning and the Best Actor award at the Golden Globes. A sure shot must watch for a comedy fans. Number 9, Dumb and Dumber. Filled with slapstick comedy, this 1994 buddy comedy had to be in a list with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels helming the project. They film high up of the comedy scale, much like most old comedies. The film makes use of character and their utter lack of the brain or heap up the tale worth watching to at least once. The film chronically is the story of the Lloyd Christmas Carey and the Harry Dune Daniels, two dim-witted but the well-intentioned friends from the Providence, Rhode Island, who go on cross-country excursion to a sap chlorinated to return the briefcase of full of cash with its owner. Number 8, Four Lions. A blast of classic British humor, this political satire black comedy is not only funny but also a great commentary on the state of the world. Chris Morris in his directorial debut gives the audience what they have been asking for. An absolutely bizarre premises, the film is a jihad satire follows a group of the homegrown terrorist jihadists from the Sheffield. Four Lions was a home of with the run of critics. The film received praise for its out-of-the-box screenplay and hilarious comedy timing. Fans rave about the film, yet a particular scene with the Kevin Novak as a wage in the kebab shop where he has conversation with the negotiator has been picked as the best scene by many. Number 7, Superbad. A cliché American high school story with the twist, Superbad is all things hilarious. The film does not stand out from the crowd, yet is verified good watch with funny one-liners and the historically buddy comedy staples. Directed by Greg Motella, the film is coming of the age teen comedy that will lighten your day in tons. The film follows two high school boys who want to make the most their timing before heading off the different universities. Unfortunately, the exercise land them not hot water. The film was warmly received by the critic and also accused at the box office so much so that now considered one of the best comedies movie of 2000s. Number 6, Shaun of the Dead. Looking to roll on the floor, laughing, this is just a thing for you. Turning the horrifying zombie stoop on his head, Shaun of the Dead definitely the best in genre. Director Edgar Wright also the co-writer of the film alongside Simon Pegg, who takes on the role of the lead Shaun. Shaun is caught off the guard by zombies apocalypse as the hand of the friend is played by Nick Forrest. Attempt to seek sanctuary in a local bar with their loved ones. Shaun, who lives the loser life, is the sales advisor who dragged through the life until the apocalypse changes circumstances forever. Including Peck and Forge, the film cast Kate Asherfield, Lucy Davis, Daniel Moran, Will Nolte, and the Philip Rilton. The film is the first addition to the flavor of the Canto trilogy, followed by the release of Hot Fuzz and The World's End. Number 5, Heathers. An on steroids version of the Mean Girls from the 1980s, Heathers has been a cult canon for the longest time. Directed by Michael Lehman, this teen black comedy does its right every aspect. The film brings a stellar cast with including Viana Ryder, Christmas Salter, Shannon Doherty. The movie depicts 4 young girls in a clique at the Iowa High School, 3 of whom are called Heather. One who lives in the shattered when his choreopath arrives in the intent to kill the popular students and fucking their mothers as a suicide. Number 4, Home Alone. A treat from childhood, the Home Alone franchise is an all-time favorite, best for the days you are tired of adulting. This film comfort glories starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, directed by Chris Columbus. Culkin plays the role of the adorable Kevin, who unfortunately gets left behind after his family hurriedly leaves for their Christmas trip. Staying alone in the big house, protected from the two burglars who get paralyzed by the antics and a small boy. Predominantly, the film derives its funny from the slapstick comedy and the hilarious pathetic conditions of two robbers who fail to steal anything because of the child interference. Number 3. Friday. The birthplace of iconic damn meme Friday of another buddy stoner comedy. Directed by F. Gary Gary, the film star co-writer Ice Cube alongside Chris Tucker, Nia Long, Benry Mac, Tiny Juice Lister Jr. and John Whitespooner looking to change the image of the hood of the industry and its violent take on its culture. The film tries to subvert the stereotype. In the film, Craig, Jonas and Smokey, two unemployed buddies, are in geo-parody after the being inhabited to a drug dealer. It was praised by the critic and later hit the internet, as now it has been somewhat become a part of the pop culture and memes in general. Number 2. Mean Girl. A classic that could not go to unnamed on the list. Mean Girl is definitely a top of the line with its star-studded cast and the rhetoric comedy. The film is indeed to be a definition of what is a cult classic, starring Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Lacey Campbell, Amanda Seyfried. The film was directed by Mark Waters and written by Faye Caddy Heron. Was a school in Africa by her researcher's parent when he was a teenager. Caddy finally attended a public school when the family relocated to the suburbs of the Illinois. Number 1. The Dictator. From the creators of Borat, the film is a masterpiece. Once again starring Sacha Baron Cohen, the film is also headed by the Borat director Terry Charles Chauhan, assumed the role of Admiral General Aladdin and stars alongside with Anna Faris. The Aladdin is a respected director of the factional Republic of Wadia, traveled by to New York to speak to the United Nations Security Council. His preparation, however, to go awry when he kidnapped by the hitman employed by his uncle. The political satire was not a good hit with the critics, yet moviegoers have not stopped raving about it till now. The best of the Cohen in the element, he carries the whole show on his back and leaves no room for regret in the audience. A must watch for the all cynical who love a satire.